This month's six sack just landed and I hear there's a new bait in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox this sucker. We're gonna take a look at the new heat together. I've been teasing something here in the videos lately. A few of you guys have noticed and asked about something that's been popping up in some of the shots here on the channel. And the word on the street is a lot of us are finally getting our hands on this bait officially for the first time. So let's go ahead and check out this month's six sack. The six sack is 6 Cents Fishing's monthly bait subscription service. You guys can learn more about the six sack on 6centsfishing.com, and you can use my code JR6SACK to save $10 off the price of your first sack if you decide to become a six sack membership holder. Now, exclusive baits, exclusive colors, early access to drops before the general public is sort of like the real drawing power behind the six sack, in addition to all of the awesome hard baits, soft plastics, and terminal tackle that you're gonna get on a monthly basis. Build your tackle mile from the house without ever having to leave your home. I always enjoy doing these unboxings with you. We haven't missed one yet, and we're not gonna start now. So let's check out this month's six sack from 6 Cents Fishing and get our eyes on something a little new that's hitting the streets. All right, we're gonna do it a little bit different this month. Normally, I'm pulling these baits out of here one at a time and we're assessing things and we're talking about how we would fish each bait. And that's cool. I'll probably continue doing that in the future, but we're gonna change the format up just a little bit in this one, and we're just gonna go ahead and dump all this stuff out here on a table and get a look at everything that's in here at the same time, all at once. A lot of these baits that are in here, I'm sure we've talked about before, but I can guarantee you there is one in here that we have never talked about. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, whoa, holy smokes, this sack is a heater. All right, first up, we got some 5/0 EWG 6 Cent Stout wide gap hooks. Okay, check that out, dude. Freaking speed wake. It's been a long time. I don't even know if we've ever got a speed wake in the six sack. This is one of my favorite 6 Cents baits right here. I have an entire peg right here dedicated to the speed wake. This bait is pretty unbelievable. You can burn this literally as fast as you can possibly burn it on the surface of the water, and it will not blow out. This wake bait right here is so much fun. This is like the first wake bait that I ever started fishing. And when I started catching fish on this, man, I just fell in love with it. I love the speed wake. That's that bone reactor color. You know, we love the bone around here on this channel. Doesn't get much better than that. Beautiful bone color, red accents, a little light blue around the gill plates and forehead. That speed wake, man, that tail's gonna be kicking. That bill is gonna keep it stabilized, and man, you can just run and gun with this thing. It's the literal epitome of turning and burning. If you have not thrown a speed wake, try it. You will enjoy it, especially once you get your first bite. Absolute blast to fish this bait right here. I know I said we were gonna not sit here and talk about all these baits, but I might as well just run through them really quick. Check this out, man. It's a Crush 100X in Black Magic. Got that matte paint job, matte bill with the lime green and the orange on the bottom. Love the eyes on that bait. Killer, dude. The Crush 100X. Double the drawing power of the Crush 50. Killer little square bill right there. Got us another one of these, the Crush Mini 25X, super small profile square bill crankbait. You could throw that bad boy on a spinning rod if you had to. Oh, hi. Speaking of really tiny baits, jumping in really quick here to tell you guys about an unboxing that I have coming up in one of the next videos, if not the very next video. As you can see, I have these 3 boxes right here. I also have this thing. What could be in here? I don't know. Subscribe to the channel. Stick around. Keep your eyes peeled for the next unboxing video. Now, everything that's in these boxes is something totally new to the channel. We've never looked at or talked about anything like this on the channel before. Really excited to get in here, but I'm saving these boxes so that we can open them together. So make sure you guys sub the channel. Stick around for the next unboxing video. It's gonna be a fun one. All right, back to the six sack unboxing. Might have to tie that on and see how she does on the swizzle stick. That's that boiled crawfish. Another awesome small profile square bill crankbait. So we got the big dog and the bite-sized morsel there, both in this month's sack. And speaking of Black Magic, I've got a Black Magic Axis square bill as well. The swinging metal lip, really wide hunting, searching action on this bait. If you guys have never seen this underwater, it is not like your traditional square bills. This thing really likes to swing, and really good looking paintwork on this particular axis. The black magic. We got the flat black and the gloss black. Beautiful. Okay, but this right here, I know is what you all want to talk about. We got a new bait in the sack this month. This is an exclusive early access to the next super heater drop from 6th Sense Fishing. This is the 6th Sense Fishing Panorama. Dude, this thing right here. You guys have been seeing it over here in the corner of the videos. I've been teasing it. You guys have been asking me, hey, what's that? How do I get that? How do I rig that? How do you fish that? We're gonna talk about a couple of those things right now, but here it is, man. This is the new Panorama. This is the 5-inch. Looks like we got a 5-inch and I don't know if that's a 7-inch. Looks like we got a 5 and a 7. So we got multiple sizes to play with here. This bait, extremely realistic, extremely soft, lifelike movement. First off, those are the first things I noticed. Second, it comes in some really awesome colors. You already know 6th Sense is gonna be bringing the heat with the colors. Slim profile, almost flat body. See that? But extremely realistic. The mold on this soft plastic bait, really detailed. Now, I haven't seen this color yet, so I really like this color. It says Pro Blue on the sample pack. Either way, that's a killer color. Got a couple more over here I'll show you. Check that one out. That's probably my favorite one. These sample packs that I have from the prototypes don't have colors on them, so I'm not sure what the final name for this color is, but I really like this one. It just looks like a green gizzard shad. Really realistic, lifelike. And then also have these, the ones that you've seen stuck in the vise over here for the past few videos. This one actually does have a color label on it, so that's Ghost Pro Shad. Just another nice, realistic, you know, threadfin shad imitator. Obviously, this is made to imitate a shad bait fish. So this is a bait that is gonna open up a lot of freedom. You're gonna be able to get really creative with this bait, and I'm really interested in seeing the ways that you all come up with to fish this bait. The first one that popped into my head when I first saw this thing, you see it right here. I've had it rigged up over here, sitting off to the side, just as a little teaser. So that was what popped into my head when I first saw it. You know, obviously weightless on a larger EWG style hook. I feel like rigged like this, throw it out there, let it sink a little bit, twitch it weightless. I mean, dude, we're gonna be doing all this here on the channel. I cannot wait to get out there on video, on the water, and put these baits to the test with you guys. But that's the first way that came to mind, just fishing it weightless, TR, rigged sideways like that. Got that hook text posed, throw that out there, let it sink. It's definitely gonna spiral and spin on the way down because of the way this bait is built. But the realistic movement and action and profile of this bait, man, this is the kind of food they eat. They wait for an injured shad to break off of that school and start sinking down, and those bass will pick off those easy targets. So that right there is number one way. Just like up shallow, throw it out there weightless, twitch it around like a dying bait fish. It's gonna get smoked. Now we notice right off rip, they've included some 5/0 EWG hooks. So I can't help but think that they were intended to go with this new Panorama. So let's bust one of these EWG 5/0s out. That's a stout, wide gap, heavy wire EWG hook from 6th Sense. 6th Sense really been making some awesome terminal tackle. And we talked about how I have this one rigged up weightless, but let's go ahead and grab us a new one, and let's try to envision or imagine how 6th Sense intended us to rig this. Yeah, dude, that hook is, see how the hook is just not tall enough to rig it like this? It's just, the hook is not tall enough. So I feel like the intended purpose of this EWG hook with this Panorama was to do it just like this, guys. It's flat. That's how it's supposed to go right there. Look at that. Look how perfectly that 5/0 EWG rigs up on that Panorama. Sideways, flat. EWG, weightless or Texas rigged, you know, bullet weight. You could peg it. I'd probably fish it unpegged, hopping it up off the bottom and then letting it slow sink back down. That right there is, without a doubt, that's what they intended for that, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work when you try to rig it vertical, you know? So this is the way. Flat style. What do they call that? Little flat taco when the taco's not folded up, it's just flat. A tostada. That's tostada style right there, man. You gotta rig this thing tostada style. I feel like this is gonna be the heat, and that's actually how I've had it rigged. Up until now when I was playing with the bait, that's the first one that popped into my mind right there. This is the one that you guys have seen sitting off to the side, and I've had it rigged up right there. That's actually a 7/0 EWG that I've got that one on. So a little bit bigger of a hook. I feel like that 7/0 probably perfect for that big 7-inch bait. All right, now here for this big one. I don't know if you guys got a big 7-inch like I did, but here's a 7/0 hook for the 7-inch. We'll do that same thing. Through the nose, out the side, all the way up, just like a normal Texas rig. Boom, right there, Texpose. Dude, there you go. You can throw that on some heavier gear. You know, you don't even need a weight on that. You could throw that on your heavier power fishing setups, weightless, just like that. I feel like that's the move, guys. Weightless. That's gonna be my #1 way to fish that thing. We'll talk about a couple other ways here in just a second that I've been sort of contemplating that may or may not work. This right here, I can guarantee you, this is gonna work. This is gonna draw out strikes. That is gonna look like a dying, twitching, on his last legs bait fish. And bass just come unglued on stuff like this right here. Super realistic, man. Stoked on the new Panorama. You guys let me know. What do you think, man? Something a little different. You ever thrown one like that before? So that is without a doubt my #1 way that I would fish this. EWG weightless, rigged sideways, dying bait fish style, killer. 5-inch, 7-inch, 5/0, 7/0. There it is, man. The numbers match. Make it pretty easy. No like real set in stone way that you have to fish this. So I've been thinking about other ways that I would fish it. I've heard people say that they're fishing it on a shaky head, which is really interesting to me. I actually happen to have a shaky head right here. It's a little bit small, but we'll go ahead and play with it, see what it looks like on this shaky head. It's gonna be a little bit different 6-sack unboxing video. Most of this is gonna be about the Panorama. The sack was a heater this month though. We got a lot of really good hard baits, some terminal tackle, and of course the new exclusive access to the Panorama, the newest drop from 6 Sense Fishing. I'm gonna see if I can get this onto this shaky head here and just see. I got another idea too I wanna show you guys. But man, who knows? The possibilities are endless. This can be fished a multitude of ways. When I was on Valley Lake, Casey was telling us some different ways to fish this thing, and it's gonna be really interesting to see what everyone chooses to do with this bait. But I'm just gonna thread it onto this shaky head right here. All right, rigging, not the best on that, but for informational purposes, I feel like, dude, that down there on the bottom, pecking around on a shaky head, I'm telling you, dude, that looks, even at a sideways profile, oh my gosh, that's killer. All right, so I definitely throw that. I would try that out. I feel like that thing hopping around down there on the bottom on a shaky head, nose down, super heater. The Panorama 5.0, 6.0, 7.0, 9.0, you know they're gonna be coming out with some magnum sizes of these. I'm excited to get my hands on one of these bigger ones. This is like a 6 or a 7 right here. Didn't have these already. All I've had access to are the 5-inch. You best believe we'll be fishing these things together here on camera. Let's talk about another way we could potentially use this thing. Now, I'm not sure how well this bait is gonna work as like a trailer, but you don't know if you don't throw. You know what I'm saying? So obviously this one's a little bit too small, but on something like this, on this big Divine spinnerbait, let's take a look here. Pull that bongo off the back of there. Why not? Let's see what happens. Look at that big goofy thing, dude. You think that would get eaten? It gives a really big, different, bulky profile to that spinnerbait. I don't know how that would run. And I'm just thinking out loud here. I haven't had many opportunities to play with this bait, but if you want to throw something big with a big profile, big trailer on the back of it, I feel like that would swim, dude. I don't know. We'll find out together. This is a very interesting bait. This isn't something that I was expecting to see. When I first got my hands on the first pack of this, I was like, okay, that's a little different. Had to think about it for a minute, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are. What do I do with this? We're gonna find out together. Let me show you one other way that I thought of to rig this thing that might work, or it might not, who knows? Like I said, we're gonna learn this bait together. So I've got a little, this is like a wacky rig weight, like a wacky weight that you put into like a Senko for a weighted wacky rig or a Nico rig. So I've inserted that sucker into the nose of that bait right there. Grab me a 6 cents round bend wacky hook. I'm gonna go in with that about right there. And then just throw that sucker, let it sink and hop it. I guarantee you, dude, this will look like a dying bait fish down there. It will get smoked. Just imagine that thing down there just popping around and then sinking back down to the bottom, nose first. I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but I feel like that right there is definitely an option if you wanted to try throwing it on some lighter gear. All right, now really quickly, 2 more possibilities for the Panorama. First up, the drop shot. Obvious, right? It seems like it would be a good drop shot bait, either rigged vertically or sideways, like that whole sideways dying bait fish profile that we've been talking about so far. I feel like going vertical with it, trying to have that thing sit right in the water column like that is gonna be deadly. Just nose hook it with your drop shot hook. Here, I'm gonna use this wacky hook for demonstration purposes right here because I don't have a drop shot hook handy at the moment, but I feel like you could go through the bottom of the chin like that, or you could go that whole sideways flat look, that dying bait fish profile that we've been talking about so far. One thing I do wanna mention is this is a little bit of a bigger bait for your traditional drop shot. So I would recommend throwing this if you're gonna throw it on a drop shot, rig it up on your bait caster, on your power fishing setup. Now you guys always see me throwing the drop shot on the spinning setup. I'm throwing the little glitch on the swizzle stick, the giblets and the mini baits, but you can throw a drop shot on heavier gear referred to as a power shot. So that's what you'd wanna do with the Panorama. Drop shot it on a heavier bait caster setup with a heavier weight. All right, now the last option that I'm gonna tell you about for the Panorama is one that I don't utilize too often. This is a technique that, if I'm being brutally honest, I just don't quite enjoy fishing. But I do know that it is a super confidence rig for a lot of you guys out there. It's caught a lot of massive fish. I have friends that have caught really, really big fish, swear by the Carolina rig. But for whatever reason, I've never done too good with the old ball and chain. So that's the last way that I'm gonna recommend rigging this. Personally, it won't be the first way that I go out and fish this, but it is a possibility. You could throw this on a drop shot, on a power shot, and you could Carolina rig this thing with the old ball and chain and get it dragging around down there flat on the bottom of the lake with that dying bait fish rigged sideways profile just bumbling around down there on the bottom on a sea rig. And I can almost guarantee you that's gonna go in front of their face. They've never seen that before. They're gonna crush it. So a couple other ways there: power shot, Carolina rig. Even though I don't do the old ball and chain too often, I have been gaining a lot of confidence in the drop shot, and I will be trying the Panorama out on a power shot. But these other methods that I showed you, that little shaky head right there, dude, freaking wacky rig. But I feel like I have the most confidence in that right there. I feel like that's probably a little goofy. Like this is me pushing it. That right there, twitching around weightless. Oh man, I can't wait to see it. This is gonna be epic. This is gonna be epic, man. They're gonna see that and they're definitely gonna eat it. This is so realistic and lifelike. You guys have seen the hype. You guys have seen the things that some of these guys have been saying about this bait. What do you guys think, man? Is this gonna work? Is any of this gonna work? You let me know down in the comments how you would fish this bait. I'm interested in hearing from you guys. So these right here are the first 3 ways that came to my mind to fish this bait. This one and this one, that's my number 2 and 3 right there. Shaky head, or you could even do this weightless, but I feel like with that Nico weight in the front of it, keep that nose down, pop it up, let it swim down. I don't know, that one right there might draw them out. I mean, that looks like almost like you're fishing cut bait, you know what I mean? Like you're 1 step away from a bucket of minnows with that one right there. So that's deadly. That right there, pecking around down there on the bottom on that shaky head. As you can see, I've got it rigged sideways. You could rig that more traditional style, get it turned like that to where that hook is coming out of the top if you wanted to, but I feel like that right there, that's gonna look pretty killer down there on the bottom. This one, I feel like we might be pushing it, but there are no rules in fishing, and if there are rules, break them. If you want a big profile spinner bait, I feel like that on the back of there, looking pretty profile-y. And you could always trim that thing down, you know, make it a little slimmer, a little shorter. I don't know. That's just something I wanted to try here on camera with you guys. But these first three, I know for sure, they're definitely gonna work out for you. We're gonna find out together because I'm gonna be throwing this bait for the foreseeable future. Now that I have the all clear to put this thing on camera in videos for you guys, we're gonna be out there putting the new Panorama from 6th Sense Fishing to the test. And we'll see how the fish here on my home lake and the surrounding hill country lakes react to this. But they eat shad out here, they eat gizzards out here, and I feel like this is an extremely lifelike, soft body shad imitator. And I can't wait to catch my first fish on the new Panorama from 6th Sense Fishing. Check that thing out, dude. She's a freaking heater. There it is, guys. The first look at the new Panorama. Man, it's so soft. It's so soft. Smells intense. There's a look at the pack of the Ghost Pro shad. So I got a few of the 5-inch here to try out. I'll make sure I try these methods that I showed you guys to find out if they actually work or not. I feel like I got the most confidence in this one and this one. Those look like my two favorites so far, man. Just weightless. That's how that's gonna be my go-to. I already know that's gonna be killer. And I feel like that right there, pecking around down there on the bottom. I mean, that is just, yes, that's a yes all day right there. The new Panorama 5.0, 6.0, 7.0, 9.0. I don't know how big they're gonna go, but there they are. There's the first look. There's a couple rigging options for you guys. If you think of any other ways to fish these things, let me know. We're all on a learning journey here together. I'm an amateur to intermediate bass angler, and I do not claim to know everything about bass fishing. I'm learning right along with you guys, and I love when you guys drop the knowledge down in the comments, so please do that if you have anything to add. What do you guys think of the new Panorama? Is this something you would throw? Would you fish this? If you guys have a 6SAC subscription and you have your hands on the new Panorama, let me know what you think about the way it feels, the colors. Let me know which one you're gonna be throwing first, whether it's gonna be the big one or the little one. How you gonna rig it? What do you think? Also, if you wanna get your hands on super heater baits like the Speedway Crush 100X and have access to exclusive early bait drops like the Panorama, check out the 6SAC, 6sensefishing.com. JR6SAC is the code. $10 off your first sack. It's a $50+ value in every 6SAC. If you use my JR6SAC code, you're gonna get the price of that first sack down to like 27, 28 bucks. It's a killer deal. Support the channel at the same time. Anytime you use my code, you're helping us continue to bring you free fishing content here on the social media. So thank you guys so much for riding with me, for using the JR6SAC code. If you don't like signing up for sacks and you don't like letting another man pick out the baits that you're gonna be hanging up on your tackle wall, you can check out everything that 6th Sense has to offer on 6sensefishing.com, and you can use my code JR10 for 10% off everything on the website. If you do use my code, please take a screenshot of your order confirmation and DM it to me at the Justin Royal on Instagram, or you can message my Facebook page. I will post it up, tag your account, give you a shout out. It's just a way for me to say thank you and give you all some public recognition for helping us keep this whole thing running, because best believe, without the JR10 Army making purchases and using the JR10 code, none of this is possible. I would not be able to continue bringing you guys these videos. So I thank you very much. Big shout outs and thank you to the JR10 Army and the Heater Army. But I appreciate anyone who takes time out of their day to watch these videos. But that's about all I got for you. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I will see you on the next one.